If you've been online in the last week, you've no doubt seen pictures of you and your friends suddenly just getting very, very, very old. It's because of an app called FaceApp. It's actually been around a while, but they've re-released a new version of it and it's much improved. But there's all sorts of questions about the safety of uploading your facial data up to the internet. So should you be concerned? Is it just a bit of fun? Hey, let's debate it. We have Ray Johnson, the editor of Junkee, and Ariel Bogle, technology writer with the ABC's Science Unit. Why is this suddenly a thing again? Because it's been around a while.
Since 2017.
Yeah, I was going to say, because we covered it when it came out the first time.
I feel like they've improved
out
of sight that aging AI, because I distinctly remember that when it aged or changed the faces of people of colour, it would make their faces whiter.
Oh, yeah.
They seem to have dealt with that issue.
They have made an update, and I think everyone is kind of fascinated with how well it seems to be working.
It also seems to be handling faces in different directions as well. I think one of the things was before you really needed to be looking down the barrel of a camera.
Right.
Now you can see they've taken like press shots from movies and stuff like that. And it's like, this is what it looks like when, you know, the cast of Riverdale actually start aging.
Yeah, we did it with the cast of Stranger Things at Junkee, and it was so much fun. It was really cool. But I think that's it. You know, it's a bit of fun. They've removed the option to blackface, so that's a positive. That was most of the backlash last time, was like, hey, turning yourself into different ethnicities, kind of not great, Russian app company.
Unless you're Rachel Dolezal. Let's not go there. I mean, you brought up the fact that it is from a team of Russian developers, and there has been some coverage about the fact that, well, when I say fact, the assertion that by doing so you're handing the Kremlin all of your facial data. Is there much evidence to support that argument?
Well, you know, look, anything associated with Russia raises people's hackles at the moment. TechCrunch looked into this because it does, you know, you do give the app permissions to access your photos. That's how the app works. It needs to get a photo from your photo roll to age it. They looked at it and it didn't look like the app was sucking up all your photos, just the one you selected. But, you know, at the same time, it's always worth being cautious about any app that you let access your photo roll. I mean, not just personal pics. A lot of people keep screenshots of their banking details on there. I guess at this point, just don't.
I did it.
Why risk?
I mean, there is a concern, I guess, that people are now logging on with their face if you own an iPhone. Your face data does get used in ways.
Yeah, for sure. And I think with this one in particular, there is also the option to just upload one particular photo, and it doesn't look like this app has the ability to suck up your entire, you know, photo album if you haven't given it, you know, full access to it. It can just access that one photo, but it isn't processing it directly on your phone. It does need to be uploaded to a cloud where it's processed and aged and then sent back to you. So you've given it this image, it can use it in its own promotion. Yes, you might end up on a Russian billboard, highly unlikely, but it could be used in a database to say, hey, you know, 150 million people or so have used this app so far and gone, hey, have my face. But realistically, like, we've already done that everywhere. Our face is all over Facebook, it's all over Twitter, it's all over Instagram. I'm just a bit jaded by the whole, oh no, we're giving a company on the internet access to our face. If they really want our face, they can get it. You know, just because we're directly giving it to them doesn't mean that we're at any greater risk.
Well, I understand that sentiment entirely because the cat is well and truly out of the bag if you use any number of platforms. The terms and conditions for FaceApp are just like a whole bunch of apps made in America or apps made in Australia. But at the same time, if we just keep going, like, what is the end point? There is some risk of nihilism here when it comes to privacy.
Deep fakes was the place I was going to go. Because if you haven't heard the term before, it's incredibly high quality remapping of a human's face on another body. But one of the interesting things that's happening over the last couple of months has been deepfake porn, where you're suddenly seeing very famous people's faces very convincingly put on the bodies of porn stars. And of course, these look very real and very damaging and very awful. And I think there is an argument, the more of this information that is put out there makes it even easier to make even more convincing high resolution faces. That being said, I did upload it anyway, and so I am part of the problem.
As well as, every company in the world having your face, there's been growing awareness of the fact that a lot of researchers and developers of facial recognition technology and a sort of associated machine learning systems have been culling images off the internet left, right and centre. So, for example, a few years ago, there was a very controversial algorithm written that purported to sort gay people from straight people based on images taken from dating apps.
Oh, that's right.
So just to put another thing in the air, when you share your images online, there is this risk too that you could be training the very systems that will, enforce a gender binary on you in a way you don't want, or, any number of issues relating to facial recognition technology. So just going to throw that in there too.
Fair enough. All right, there's lots more of this on the podcast. If you download this show, we're also talking about whether $5 billion actually matters in a form of a fine to Facebook. And the man that invented the computer password has died. And does the password really have a future? You can find that on the podcast. Download the show and we'll catch you there. Bye.